Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Melanie, your She Shed Scrapper. So today I am back with my April layout share. I am back in the She Shed finally, so I apologize. It's still pretty cold in the mornings here, so if you can hear that low hum, that is my heater, so I don't freeze out here. But we have quite a few layouts. A lot of them are process videos if you want to check those out. I think there's only a couple that I did off camera. It was just a busy month between work, vacations, and all of that jazz. So let's get started. If you did not hear my announcement, I have a very exciting announcement. I was selected to be part of Erica Rose Creates design team, specifically her cut file design team. So you'll be seeing at least 2 layouts a month using cut files now and her cut files. This one being one of them. This was her April cut file. Today is your day. And I decided to make it a birthday layout. I had already purchased these bluey characters because we do themed birthdays. You can see the bluey in the background and then on the candle there. And I wanted to incorporate those. So I actually used, I believe it's the Live and Let Grow collection by Jen Hadfield. The colors just worked pretty well with the colors of Bluey and Bingo. And so I wanted it to look like Bluey was saying the speech bubble. So I have him here and then I have Bingo looking in and just have the 2 photos. I did incorporate some of the birthday pieces from that collection. There's a Let's Celebrate here and Happy Day. And then just incorporate some gold flowers. And then I have Bingo. I had these balloons in my stash, die cut. So I cut those out and added the number 7 for what age he was turning. This is the second cut file or layout I did for the design team. I loved this cut file and figured it was perfect for multiple photos plus this cute little shaker pocket. I cut it in black because I knew I wanted to use it for the Incredibles and kind of go with that whole color scheme. And so I felt like the black would help it stand out against the white background. Embellishing, super simple because there's so much else going on with the layout. And I just, again, love the shakers. I think I got that from Tall Mouse at the expo I went to last year. And then just some simple embellishing. And then my title in the very middle, that's Incredible. This one here was really fun to use. This is the Great Lakes scene from Creative Memories. Unfortunately, I don't think it's available any longer. I bought it last year and just now got around to it, but it was perfect. We are lucky enough to live close enough to Mackinac Island that is one of our field trips. So last year we went to Mackinac Island on a field trip. So this is while we were on the ferry. We actually went under the bridge, the Mackinac Bridge. And so I wanted to incorporate some of those photos and then a selfie here of my son and I. And just really loved the papers. I love that this is all the Great Lakes. Love the theming with the lakes here, and taking the ferry was perfect for me. There are actually 2 ferries in Michigan, well, at least 2 that I know of. 2 main ones, I guess, to Mackinac Island, and then there is one from, I think, southern Michigan over to Wisconsin. So it could really be with either one going across Lake Michigan. And then I just incorporated some of like the film strips from 49 and Market that I had bought last year at the expo. So just a really fun layout. Loved the theming of this, and it really made it easy to scrapbook. Still loving the Great Escape collection from, you can see they're kind of curved for some reason, Cocoa Vanilla Studios. I actually used this one for Disney. So this is Big Thunder Mountain, and I thought the mountain paper was just perfect. Again, I asked for suggestions in the layout. Obviously, I have not had time to go through with any of the suggestions. I just wasn't sure if the stars were I don't know, in place, or I don't know if I needed more or less, whatever. And a lot of you suggested splatters, which I loved. But again, I've just been so busy that I haven't got around to coming out and doing that. So just use the mountain paper. These were just scraps of paper that I added to the top just because. More colors in the layout. Have a flip flap here. I am going to document the story of this roller coaster. If you didn't catch the video, it is quite the story, so definitely go check that out. I'm not going to explain it again, but left a good spot for all that journaling. So this is the professional photo that we had done, and then these are the selfies, whoops, from the from the ride. And you can just tell how much fun we had and how, I don't know, I just love these photos and love the story behind it. So check that out. This one here is a cut file, this craft paper here, actually from my neighbor, and I will have her email down below if you are interested. A lot of you said you loved this cut file. All you have to do is just email her. She's got so many other cut files too. I've had this in my stash for quite a while. And decided to use it for this fishing photo. I love that there's spots for 3 photos or a shaker pocket or whatnot, and then just an easy place to add your papers. Not a hard one to back whatsoever, although I did struggle. I cut it the wrong length. However, it shouldn't be hard for you. So what I did, I just kept, again, embellishing simple because I had the busy papers up top. Just a small one here, a little journaling spot, and then a large title across the top with a layered fish sticker. I think this is the Simple Vintage Lakeside collection from Simple Stories. Loved this one. I went on kind of a fun tropical floral kick for a couple of my layouts, and I just love it. It's such a change of pace for me when I do use a bunch of florals, because a lot of times, you know, I do scrapbook myself, but most of it is my kids. So this one was so fun. Margaritaville knew it needed to be colorful, and so I kind of just clumped my photos in the bottom right corner, but then added this beautiful floral circle towards the top to bring in some colors. Had a big flower here, another flower here, just layered it up and used all that pink and just had a lot of fun with this one. Going around along with the florals and the circles, these 2 layouts I actually did back to back. So they kind of, you know, have the similar feel, different collections and incorporating circles a little bit differently, but this one was so fun. I love this Simple Stories collection and love the florals. I feel like I felt redder than the picture portrays. And so I had sent this to my husband. This was after that softball tournament I went to, and obviously had a little too much sun. And so Too Much Fun in the Sun was the perfect title for this. I was so excited to find this. It's a foam sticker already printed, so I didn't have to piece it together. And then I just added Too Much. And then just a couple of fun clusters, summary clusters. Oh, you know what? I'll do it right now. I felt like this needed to be more like that. When I saw the picture, I was like, ooh, that is like upright too much. So coming across the layout. And then again, to use up my florals, I snuck some in each of kind of where the circles overlapped, and like the way that that looks. Just had so much fun with this one. Jump from summer to fall. Here we are. This is the Farmstead Harvest from American Crafts, I believe is what it's called. Lots of papers here that I kind of did lots of layering. I think these top 2 were actually the cut apart like border ones, but I liked how they looked back to back. Have the 2 photos and then the smaller one here, and filled in this space with some tags. Again, this is my layout, so I incorporated some of the florals from the collection. kind of as some layering pieces. And then this Thankful and is from the Farmstead Harvest, but this is from Acorn Lane. The Blessed is from Acorn Lane by Simple Stories. But I liked how I could piece together my title, and it was large and filled in that bottom space too. This one here is a 2-page layout. It's the Great Escape collection again from Cocoa Vanilla Studios. So lots of layering with this one. So what I see 4 pattern papers, but I don't feel like it's overwhelming. I feel like they're all spaced out. A lot of times I'll try to separate like the busier ones that with something not as busy. And that's a good way to kind of make it so your eyes just not bugging out, I guess. But I do have the 2 4x6 and then a 4x6, a 4x4, and a 4x3, I believe. So kind of going smaller. I thought this one I would shrink down even more, but I like how it is the same height as that middle one, which left a great space for a title at the top. And then I did have a couple of flares from Scrap and Happy Studio that matched perfectly and were all about adventure and exploring. So I did incorporate 2 of those. I will add journaling at the bottom here. There's that other flare. And then I used a stamp from Close to My Heart. And then these are like the tags from Close to My Heart as well. And I added a stamp there just to fill in that space a little bit. I think I kind of wanted more, but I like the simplicity of it, especially with all the pattern papers. I think it looks better simple over there. Another fall layout using that Farmstead Harvest. This one here has a 6x12 flip flap as well. So this will go here. And what I ended up doing, I ended up using the same paper. So it looks like I guess it's cohesive, you know. And then when you flip it over, it is still that same paper here. And then I just switched up this back side a little bit. So I wanted to incorporate a bunch of photos. This obviously is a larger photo and a couple smaller ones. But then I just had so many from this trip I wanted to incorporate. My sister and brother-in-law were home this specific fall from Florida. So we did all the fall things and just had a lot of fun. And I did actually get quite a few flares on here from Scrap and Happy Studio. Pumpkin vibes, this teeny tiny pumpkin. I've got this pumpkin here, this fall walk, this little one. Lots of fall flares from Scrap and Happy Studio. And I didn't even make a dent in what I have. That is how many I have. So if you, especially fall. Fall, I'm a sucker for fall things. So that's why I have so many flares from Scrap and Happy Studio. This one here is the Live and Let Grow collection again from Jen Hadfield. I lined up my larger photos at the top, left enough space for a smaller photo at the bottom. Decided to go with a plain background and then add the pattern paper in strips. I saw the seashell paper and knew that I needed to use that for this specific photo. It's such a versatile collection because one, you saw that I used it for a birthday, but again, it's more like exploring the outdoors, but then you get a layout like this with the seashells. So like there's so much diversity, I guess, in this one collection. So I just have my 3 clusters here and tried to include as many seashells as I could. I don't know, if I'll use the rest of that collection for, I don't know. I haven't been to the beach in a while. The Florida beaches, I guess I should say. So not sure if I'll use the rest of them up. So I tried to use as many as I could without overdoing it with this one. This was a fun one. I found this 5x7 photo in my stash when I moved back out to the she shed and knew I needed to use it. This is the Lake Life collection from Bella Boulevard. Again, just used so many different pattern papers. The tree paper for the main background, the wood grain, and then a couple of scraps. So this one you can see is ripped. That was a scrap piece of paper. I believe this flower paper, I should check out the backside, tell you. Oh, they're little daisies. That might not have been a scrap piece. I'm not 100% sure, but Again, just lots of layers. So you've got the main paper, the paper going across, and then two here. And I actually have another pattern paper backing my photo. With this one, it's going to go in my album. I wanted to, again, incorporate those flowers. So that's why I use this floral paper, have a floral cluster at the top. And then, I don't know, I just had a lot of fun using different pieces. I don't always use mushrooms, but I felt like it was really cute and worked. These tree stumps were adorable. And then I really loved this bug off. We definitely use bug spray when we go out in the woods exploring between the mosquitoes and the ticks. So that I just thought was adorable. This one here, oh, what's this collection called? It's a Simple Stories collection. I don't remember. I am so sorry, but it's a farming one. And I have this picture from daycare. It just popped up again, and it was just the cutest thing. So he was about to turn 2, or this was his birthday, but he's got a tractor shirt on, holding a tractor and riding a tractor. And I just thought it was super cute. So Tractors Galore was the title. A tag kind of explaining the photo, and then just some different clusters with fun little embellishments that I had left that kind of had to do with tractors and whatnot. This one here was super fun. This is a softball tournament we went to, but it's a really cool sand sculpture. So instead of, you know, using softball themed stuff, I actually went with the Where to Next collection and went with the more tropical vibe, which I'm loving. Kind of went with the green color scheme, except for my embellishments. I brought in lots of colors with that. So again, just lots of layers. This is a chipboard piece from the collection. I think I've got, that's ephemera. I don't know that I incorporated any of the, I'm trying to feel, papery collection ephemera pack, but I have stickers and chipboard and the ephemera and a bunch of different fun things, and like the way that this one turned out. Now this one screams softball, screams. So I explained kind of this as well in the video. I went to a softball tournament last year and just had been thinking about it for years and finally committed to it. And this was the first night, and you can just see my excitement for being there. So just combined the Photoplay MVP softball collection with the Simple Pages, Simple Stories softball, a stamp from Close to My Heart, which is actually a baseball stamp, but I just made it yellow with red to turn it into a softball. I will do some journaling down below. Just really fun, busy, but I feel like your focus, especially because it's kind of a funny photo, your focus goes to the photos, even though it is so busy. This one here is a 2-page layout. This one's these are some older photos. This is 2021, which I guess if I actually go back, besides vacations, I think I'm still stuck in 2020. So I still got a ways to go, but we went to Gatlinburg for, I don't know, an overnight trip. It was on our way home from Florida, and it's kind of halfway. So we did Goats on the Roof, the goat coaster, for the first time, and my youngest said he didn't want to at first, and I was like, okay, that's fine. And then absolutely loved it and could not go fast enough. So I ended up buying the souvenir photos, and this is the packaging it came in. And so I decided to incorporate that kind of for my title. And love the way it looks. So I had to go find a collection that was outdoors, that had some reds, some greens. The majority of my embellishments are Let's Go on an Adventure by Bella Boulevard. I believe this red paper is probably like an Echo Park collection, as well as the journaling spot. But, you know, the tree paper and the embellishments are at least that Let's Go on an Adventure collection. Again, just brought in a couple of flares from Scrap and Happy Studio again. I just really wanted to get, obviously, a bunch of photos on the 2 pages. Simple layout, but I don't think it really needs much more. So 2020, we did a drive-in movie. My cousins put it on. And so this collection, I think it's Cabin Fever by Photoplay, was the perfect collection for that. So I used, the Starry Night background, added some layers, a cut apart, and then just a couple of clusters. And then I will journal because it must have been the beginning of 2020 because we all literally stayed in our own cars and did not mingle whatsoever, which is not like us. And I just think documenting those moments, because looking back, it just seems unbelievable, even now. So for the generations to come, I think it's important to document those memories for sure. And this one is the last one. I did this one off camera. I used one of Vicky Bouton's mixed media paper pads for the background, and then just stuck with that circular theme for bubbles. Have this vellum here, chipboard, and then just ephemera. Went with, went off of the background paper and added those gold stars everywhere. Had this one little piece left over from Scrap and Happy Studio. Again, circular, so that got snuck in there. And then just a couple of pieces of layering. Just really simple. This one took me no time whatsoever because I utilized the busy background and kind of that circular theme. I had limited options for that circular theme. But that's going to finish off the April layout share. I hopefully will have more time in the She Shed come May or come this month. I look forward to 2 new layouts using cut files from Erica Rose Creates. And I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but you guys get 15% off your orders from Erica Rose Creates using the code Melanie. So definitely check out her shop and use that code. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys.